New to the channel, this is a wholesome channel. Today we're going to be making Valentine's Day wreaths, and this looks super beautiful. Christmas just ended and New Year's is also passed, and I've taken down the decorations, so I'm going to repurpose some of the pink ones and some of the red ones and some of the silver ones. I wanted to use this wreath for the whole year and just kind of change it through the seasons, and I'm going to make it for Valentine's Day, so if you guys want to see that, come and hang out. And we're also going to be talking about some Valentine's Day gift ideas while we make it. So let's get started. I already took the Christmas decorations off of the wreaths except for this one. It looks really pretty. I kind of want to just, show it. We leave it up like this. My family was asking me not to ever change it. So this one, I literally stays like this. I put away for storage after Valentine's Day. And, I made this bow. I literally made all of this by hand. So today I'm going to show you guys how to make the bows and put some other cool things on this one. So I got all the ornaments out that I think are really cool to reuse for Valentine's Day, and I also have some that I particularly don't even use for Christmas that are Christmas ornaments, and especially these really hot pink ones, I use them for Valentine's Day and Easter. So I'm going to use just ornament hooks and tie them around here really securely. I'm also going to end up putting some kind of like garland. We're going to use some ribbons. I've got some pink ones, some red ones, and I'm going to make a really cool, probably a couple at least, big nice bows on here instead of like all, Christmas ornaments, so it doesn't look too Christmassy. I find the ribbons make it kind of look elegant and really romantic looking, and like the lace and the cool fabrics in there look really nice too. And I'm also going to add some lights as well, so they just have a cool little fairy tale romantic vibe. So you can even reuse the hooks. I take them off the ornaments when I'm putting them away into storage for the next season, and then I keep all the hooks in the same bag and I just keep reusing them and reusing them, and so far they haven't been breaking, but when they were 75% off I bought like 4 big boxes of them, so I'm probably gonna have these for like the rest of my life, I hope, which would be really cool. My idea is that hanging like this and looking really nice. Definitely missing Valentine's Day this year. My brother's been putting that on for a couple years now, and with everything going on, we haven't been able to do it. So you don't really have to do Valentine's Day as, I gotta be in love or blah, blah, So focusing on somebody else so much, you can really just celebrate for yourself. It's just nice to get through the winter time seasons and just celebrate anything, glamorous. I'm in Buffalo, and it's supposedly one of the cloudiest places in America, so you just gotta find your own sunshine and make it work. Personally, I think nothing beats a handmade sentimental gift that you can make of your own style. It doesn't have to be a wreath. You can do whatever you want for somebody, but I think just that kind of gesture, that is something that means a lot to me. I've kept notes that have been written to me and put them in frames and kept them. I still have them to this day. I'd much prefer that over buying me some chocolate or something like that nature. If you're gonna buy flowers, I think it's really cool to buy a whole flower. This is gonna stay alive forever and ever. I'd much prefer a potted plant than cut flowers. If you're planning to give flowers to somebody, then that likes to keep house plants. Maybe you'd like to get them a unique, this is an Anthurium. They come in all different colors, and they're pretty popular this time of year for Valentine's Day. They're one of my favorite flowers. They're a really long-lasting cut flower, but I particularly, if you have the plant, you can keep them going forever and ever. I've had this one blooming for over 2 months now. So, the cut flower is really long-lasting, and they're fun to do, especially in bathrooms or places that don't get a lot of light. But in here in this nice room, I keep them, and I just grow a few colors of them, but they're by far my favorite flower and houseplant that I have. And their leaves are heart-shaped. That's really cool, too. Another houseplant I think is really cool and worth mentioning is the Hawaiian tea plant. This is the Xerox variety. It makes really cool variations in the leaves where they're like this hot pink color and a really deep, dark, almost purple color. Some of the leaves are green, but most of them have this really cool coloring to them. They make really good, you can cut them and put them in vases. You can put them in with your Anthuriums and make a really cool cut flower. I'll have a video in the description you can check out about cut flower arrangements. One of my favorite ones is them. It looks super tropical, and you can put it in any room. It doesn't need any sunlight. It's already grown in the sunny room. They have all different kinds of tea plants as well. I really like the Xerox variety because it's so colorful. If you know somebody who likes dark kind of things instead of so much bright colorful things, they have this Black Raven ZZ plant. It's a really easy plant to grow, but the foliage is super, super dark coloring. The new growth is a very light green, but then it early on turns to this really dark, dark color. That is kind of cool for people that are into that color scheme. Look how it is against my pink shirt, like that's super dark. That's why I mentioned with this Xerox variety tea plant, the leaves are so dark purple that you almost don't notice how dark the black raven is. But against these pine needles, you can really see that's like a super dark black color. It's cool. ZZ plant's really easy to care for. And all the plants that I've mentioned, I have videos linked in the description on how to care for them if you do end up going for them, so you can check them out and keep them alive for your loved ones. Consider making somebody some jewelry or making like a picture frame or anything. Make something unique and personalized that they couldn't get anywhere else. So I got all the ornaments on. Right now I'm gonna add the lights and then we're gonna add the garland and make some bows to top it off. The lights I'm using are gonna be the beat sync. I used them in the holiday video as well. There's a link in the description if you wanna check that out. Okay guys, so I got all the lights on. It was 12 feet of light, so it was a lot to put on. And now I'm going to put on some garland. I'm gonna make it out of, I have this pink velvety cool ribbon, and I have some of this almost like burlap sack looking red ribbon. It's very mesh, you can kind of see through it. I'm gonna use those two. I'm gonna put them around here really nicely, and then we're gonna make some bows. As you see, I'm just wrapping it around, just through it as really any way that I think shows best, like on the front that you're gonna see. I just keep tucking it in. There's no like right or wrong way to go about it. You're just kind of making it look pretty. I'm gonna move on and start adding the pink color. Guys, I got all the ribbon around it. It looks really cool. Now I'm gonna add 2 bows to it. I'm gonna put one in the top and have some ribbon trailing down in the center. And then I'm gonna put one to help hide the light machine down at the bottom right here. So the ribbons I'm gonna show you how to make, I'm gonna make one in overlapping. I'm gonna put this red over this tan color and overlap the bow. And in this one, because it's so beautiful and satiny, I didn't want to overlap it at all. So I'm gonna make the same style of bow, but without overlap. Start with the one that's not gonna overlap, because that one is easier. That way it helps you make the other one. When you get your ribbon, I'm gonna pull a bit out of it. You don't have to cut anything right away. Just like you're tying your shoes, pretend. You're just tying a bow. That's gonna tell you how much you're gonna need, so you can cut it off and not be wasteful. So if we made a bow about this size, we could cut it about here. Now the strand has wire on the top here and the bottom, but when we first take it off, the bottom, it's just a flat cut. It just looks cuter when you have it this nice little point. So just ever so lightly make the cut and point it out. That looks really cute. So I'm just gonna take an ornament hook and carefully I'm gonna put it inside. I'm just kind of putting it under one of the ribbon layers. So then you'll have a wire on the inside. Then that makes it a lot easier to attach wherever you want it to. I'm gonna make this cover the battery pack right now as best as I kind of can. I got the first bow on there really nicely. It's hiding the battery pack really well. I think it looks super cute already, but I do want to add another cool bow up here and make like a hanging effect in the middle. I really like to use the center space. So that's what we're gonna work on next. Alright guys, we're all ready for the double bow. I have my ribbons laid out. You're gonna want to make them one on top of the other. It's gonna make it a lot easier. This is a tricky bow, but just be patient with it. Same concept of making the first bow, just doing one on top of the other. So if you're patient, it should work okay. I want to have the tail in the center of the wreath, so I'm going to make intentionally a longer strand of ribbon than before, but it's the exact same concept. I'm going to roll it out so you don't have to be super wasteful, and about a tail about this long is probably about what I'm going for. So that's my bottom. I've got my first ribbon hoop, my second ribbon hoop, and then, you know, pretend to tie it around, and about that'll be the other bottom. Literally just gonna take them and tie them just like you're tying your shoes, and you just wanna make sure you keep them one on top of the other through the whole process of, you know, going over, under, whatever story you tell yourself or process you do for tying your shoes. It's gonna feel awkward and it's kind of hard to do, but I promise you, if you just stick with it and go all the way through, it just works at the end. It's really cool. See, doesn't that look so cute? Like, it's really working. It's so cool. Now that you can see your tail as well, that's gonna tell you you can trim these off. That way you're not wasting extra ribbon. So I just do this every single time. That way, literally the only waste that we had so far is this from the original opening of the other one. And we'll probably have to do the same to these to make them pointy at the end. but very low waste. And I'm gonna angle them up as I cut. Yeah, it turned out just how I wanted. So same thing, we're gonna take an ornament hook and just in the back of it, however you can get it through without ruining the bow. And I find I just have to go underneath one little layer. Don't go through the ribbon, just go like underneath it, in between its overlap. It's a little funny to do, but just be patient and it'll work in the end. So I've got my wire through. Now I can attach it anywhere you want. I'm gonna put it right up here center, and I know it's blocking ornaments, but it's really not that big a deal. It's for you, you know, your pleasure. Cool guys, we did it. I hope I showed you that you can reuse your Christmas ornaments and still get a totally different vibe. This one is totally all about Valentine's Day, and I hope you guys really appreciated learning about making these bows and saw how it really isn't that hard to do. And this looks super beautiful. You could give this as a gift. I'm gonna keep it for myself and hang it up in here, and it's gonna vibe the whole holidays and carry us through the winter time and make it just a little bit brighter. So I really appreciate you guys hanging out with me. There's some really cool videos in the description for you to check out, and I look forward to hanging out with you guys there. Have a great one, guys. Bye.